going to go through some drills on how to get into your shoulder rotator, okay? This is a very common problem we see in the gym. People have issues with this when they can't fully externally rotate to overhead position. The shoulders are really tight and the shoulders pull around all the time. So the tool we're going to use for this one is going to be our cross ball, and also we're going to get into the back of that joint with the kettlebell, okay? As we've done with the foam roller, we hugged ourselves nice and tight and we pulled our shoulders round and we pulled the hand around the opposite shoulder, opening that back up. We're going to do the same thing again, but this time we're going to pinpoint more specific areas with the cross ball. So where I'm going to hit here is where the lat meets the armpit and get right up into that point in the armpit, okay? I pull that elbow round, and from here I'm going to roll down and get that ball right into that point where the lat meets the armpit. Then I can roll round onto that and rotate from side to side in that point, really digging that out, okay? Also, when we're in this position here, we can keep the ball around that position but pull the arm back down and round and really drive the elbow down, putting the ball up into that, right up into the top where that lat meets that armpit. If we want to get further around into the shoulder, we can. So where I was pinpointing that there was right up here where the lat meets the armpit, but we can actually pull it round and trigger underneath the scapula as well. Okay, so as I pull that around where the top of my back is in the centre, I'm going to take it all to there. So again, laying on that ball, pulling that shoulder round, I'm then going to get the ball right up into where my scapula would normally sit, and then pull myself round onto the ball. And again, I can then grind this out. I can go up and down, or I can rotate from side to side, and you're guaranteed to find something in there at some point. Okay, if you get onto a knot, just sit on there, and just apply pressure to it as much as you can. Okay. Now, if I want to apply more pressure to this, I can actually hit exactly the same position, bring a plate into it as well. Okay, so I'm just going to plate. Okay, again, so I'm going to hit exactly the same position. I'm going to find that knot again in my shoulders. This time, I'll plate onto my chest, and that will add more pressure onto that ball, okay? Again, digging that part of the shoulder out such a fine time. That is a very effective way we can use the cross ball and get right into that shoulder. We can move that across ball at any point in our shoulder, okay? So we don't just have to hit those 2 points. You can run it all the way around where the scapula runs, right up under into where the armpit meets the lat, and then back up through to the top where our traps meet the top of our back here, okay? One way we can bring a kettlebell into the equation is actually helping us sit that shoulder back into its joint, okay? So if we've got a lot of guys who drive for a living or sit at a desk for a living, they sit in this position and their shoulders are naturally quite rounded. As well, if we get guys who've done a lot of bodybuilding, they do a lot of chest work, this tends to pull around and we tend to sit in this position, and we actually need to sit our shoulders back in the joint where they're supposed to be. So a drill we can use to do that is with a kettlebell. Now the kettlebell, what I'm going to do is roll onto my back, set the shoulder back down into the joint, and then from here I can externally rotate and make sure a kettlebell is driving the weight straight down through my shoulder and send it back into its joint. And if I just rotate, you're going to feel that move in different points of the shoulder. Now I actually sit that shoulder back where it should be, okay. Again, another really good drill when it comes with the pull to help us reach that external rotation without opening position and make sure we don't sit with the shoulders forward. We need to sit the chest up nice and tight and the shoulders set back and down. So there's 2 very effective ways to get into those shoulder rotators.